here we go again. Same bunny. Walking him outside now because we got to bring him into the short stairs. He hasn't seen the bunny yet. He sees the birds, but he hasn't seen who we gleefully have named Mr. Bunny right there. Mrs. Bunny is somewhere else on the other side of the house. Now he sees the bunny. I know. I know. I'll never get him inside now.
You ready? Here we go. He did it. I don't believe it.
Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go. Go.
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1.
Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go Panthers. Let's go. Go.
Alright, Panther fans, how we doing? Game 3, Panthers Leafs. This is the game. Alright? Huge question marks basically on both sides. Number one, how are the Panthers going to respond to having been on the road for so long? And then this is the first game home, like somebody just reminded me on the stream. Sometimes that first game back after a road trip can get a little bit tricky, no doubt there. On the flip side of that are the Leafs, and how are they going to handle the pressure? Because all of the pressure is in on this game. If the Panthers go up 3-0, while that doesn't mean the series is over, you will not catch me slipping that way. Obviously, the difference between 3-0 and 2-1 is monumental. Just ask the Carolina Hurricanes, who after Kyle and I did the 2 first games of this series, decide to go out there and I don't even know what happened out on the ice. And New Jersey gets back in the series with an 8-4 victory. You don't see a lot of 8-goal games scored up against the Canes, so keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, same lineup for the Panthers. Everything looks good. There was a little video that came out earlier today about Samsonov looking a little frustrated at practice. Now, some people said that might be good because he might be angry, and goalies can play good when they're angry. And then, of course, other people might say it looks like he might be a little bit off his game. I'm seeing people already saying he looks injured. The Leaf fans are still complaining about the tickets. They're still complaining about the fact that we didn't play on Saturday. I'm fine with it, obviously. Of course, I like having that extra rest. Panthers need to win this game. We need to come out with a very, very business-like approach to this game. Now, I know fans yelling, energy, crowd feeding off of that. Now, it's all fine, well and good, but don't get ahead of yourselves, okay? Number one, the thing we've learned in this series so far is a 2-0 lead in goals doesn't mean anything, all right? So, first 5-10 minutes of the game, Panthers just need to stay exactly focused as you've been. Don't change anything because you're at home, all right? You come out, you take your 2 penalties, kill it off, and then go with the massive forecheck so that you can put one in the back of the net and hopefully score first. Now, Wes McCauley draws in, and what's funny is that the Panther fans are pretty sure this is the dude that hates Maurice and doesn't like the Panthers, and the Leaf fans, there was even one guy that said his family received death threats at some point because the Leafs thought that he doesn't like the Leafs. So, so neither team is going to be happy tonight with the referees. I think that's usually universal anyway, right? All right, enough of that. 5-2 Panthers. 5-2 Panthers. I like it. All right? I think we can pull this off. Now, look, it doesn't mean anything. 2-0 doesn't mean anything. 3-0, you got to win 4. Just ask the Bruins. Just ask the Rangers. You have to win 4. Being up 2-0 is nice, but momentum is everything. You give this team some life in Game 3, and the next thing you know, they're talking about, hey, maybe we can even this up and get home ice advantage back. No, 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 no. We have to be focused, all right? Nothing has changed. In fact, I want them out there on the ice playing like we're losing 3-0 the entire time. All right, Let's do this, guys. Alright, so it's 1-0 Leafs after one. Basically a replay of Game 2's first period. The only difference is the Leafs only got one and we didn't get any. But basically the same thing where the Leafs came out absolutely burning rubber, on fire. Looked really good. We looked a little bit off because of what the Leafs were doing, obviously. They get one, and then Bob's made some nice saves, and then the Panthers have had their nice chances. I feel okay. I feel fine. I feel good. I feel good. We're gonna win this game. All right. Look, the arena. Let's go Panthers! Go Leafs! Go! I mean, it's crazy. It's a fun atmosphere. It's a fun atmosphere. The Leafs. One thing we gotta watch out, Panthers. The zone entries. We're letting them get in a little bit too easy. All right, and I'm not talking about the stretch passes. I'm talking about we let them carry the puck into the zone a couple of times. Now we're crashing the center of the ice and taking the puck away, but as soon as the Leafs figure out that if we're crashing the center that they might have guys open on the outside, as soon as they figure that out, we could be in trouble. So we got to watch that, Panthers. All right, I suspect by the time we come back at the start of the third period, Panthers will have a lead. Alright, well, oh boy, we don't have a lead. 2-2 after 2, oh boy. Alright, so, lots of stuff happened in that period. Let's see, the Panthers scored 3 goals in that period. Unfortunately, one of them was into our own net. Meanwhile, the Leafs are busy trying to kill all of their goaltenders. I think it was Shen just absolutely plows into Samsonov. That didn't look good. That looked like a collarbone shoulder type of thing there. He's out. This kid Woe comes in, who's got decent numbers. Obviously doesn't have a lot of experience. He's played well under their circumstances. Okay, he stopped Duke on a clear breakaway. He's made some other nice saves. So I wouldn't look at this like we got some weak goaltender out there. He looks pretty good. But then they're trying to take him out too. Their own goalie again. Right after the whistle, the end of the second period, one of their own guys comes in and freaking and slashes their own goalie in the neck. What are you doing, Toronto? Other than that, both teams are giving up chances. The last power play we had, which is actually we still have a little bit of time left on the power play there, is Duke keeps getting loose behind the defense. He scored on a breakaway. He had the one breakaway stopped, and then the last one would have been a breakaway, but they held him, so we had the power play there. So Toronto's got to watch that. The Panthers got to watch two things. Number one, the stretch pass. The other thing that's happening, and I'm going to assume that the coaches have seen this, but I hope they've seen it. The Panthers run that play where we send a guy deep behind the opponent's net, and one of the trailer forwards comes in, and our guy behind the net shoves the puck out in front, and the trailer has an open shot. I have seen 3 times now what Toronto is doing is when our guy goes behind the net, they are allowing him to go behind the net, and they are stopping, and then they are skating backwards to intercept the pass instead of going behind the net and trying to fight with Bennett or Tkachuk especially to try to get the puck. They're letting them have the puck, and we continue to try that pass back out in front, but it's not there because their forward or the defender is backing off. So we're going to have to change that up a little bit, maybe keep the puck and try to circle it around, skate it around or get to one of the guys that are going to be in the outside. But Toronto's giving us the behind the net, but they're not giving us the in front of the net. So we're going to have to figure that out. I mean, if there's any game that looks like it could go to overtime, obviously it's 2-2. The only thing I will say is that Toronto's look pretty good. They've been, running and gunning and trying to. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody runs out of energy in the third period. That's all. Panthers are used to playing this style. Toronto, I don't know. I got Toronto fans that say they play this style. I got Toronto fans that tell me this is not really their style. I don't know. You guys tell me. All right. What did I say at the start? 5-2 Panthers? I mean, I suppose that's still possible. That's going to be up to this kid, Woll. You know we're going to be throwing pucks at him. So let's move on and see how this goes.
We are going to overtime!
Well, so the Leafs dominated the first 13 minutes of that period, and then the Panthers dominated the last 7 minutes of that period. Nobody can score, and here we go, here we go. I mean, to say almost the next goal could I don't want to say it could be the series. I don't want to say that either way. This is a huge, huge goal. Let's just put it that way. For either team's future playoff aspirations, obviously Toronto came out desperate in that period, and Panthers looked bad. Looked bad. Then somewhere around 7 or 8 minutes left, we decided to turn it on, and we looked really good, and the Leafs couldn't stop what we were doing. So we're going to have to expend this energy, gentlemen, all right? Whatever we did there in the first half of that third period, we see that again, you know, no, just no. I need a drink. Let's move on and see how the hell this finishes. Hopefully we're only here for one extra period. So, 1, 2, 3. Yes! I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. You could probably tell by the post-regulation segment. I was feeling a little queasy. All right? You could just see the headlines now. Toronto comes back. It's 2-1. Who's this kid in net? Kind of, you see what I'm saying? You could, as a Panther fan, and you Leaf fans can understand in the reverse. You know what I'm talking about. You could see it. You could see it. But not to be Sam Reinhart. Now, they're scoring a goal in overtime, and then there is just about single-handedly beating almost the entire Toronto Maple Leaf team by yourself and scoring a goal in overtime. He gets the puck right at the line. There's nobody there. So he comes back out of the zone, circles around, keeps the puck, comes back in, dumps it around to Lundell, who gets it right back to him, and Reinhart wraps it around 5-hole on Woll, and the Panthers are up 3-0 on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, before we even get started, I'm not going to say the word. You will not catch me slipping. No, that's number one. Number two, ask all of the teams who have won 3 games in a playoff series. They don't let you keep playing. You have to win 4. That's how many. We have this. We need this. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, we have 3 games. They have none. We have a chance to finish this off and not have to go back to Toronto. But if you think Toronto gave effort tonight, I have a feeling they're going to come out even crazier, at least in the first period on Wednesday. That first period, we're going to have to do better. We're going to have to not just survive the first period. If we want to finish this off as quickly as possible, we need to come out in that first period, get up 2-3 goals. Okay? Just make them feel, make the Leafs feel like they have no chance, no hope. Okay? No hope. Don't give them any hope. Hope is a 4-letter word. You see what I'm saying? So, wow. Now, I want to make sure everybody knows I hope Samsonov's okay. As much as I'm hoping he's okay, I'm also really, really, really glad that that wasn't one of our guys running into him, because that wouldn't have been a good look. That wouldn't have been good at all. Now, this kid Woll, he had good numbers before tonight. I don't think he did anything tonight to hurt that. He played pretty well. Played as well as you can expect a guy to play under those circumstances. As far as my Panthers are concerned, I mean, this game was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. This game was 7 games. Beginning of the first period, Toronto took it to us, and then the second half of the first period, we looked better. And then in the second period, it looked one way, and then Samsonov gets hurt, right? He got hurt in the midway through the second period, right? Yeah. So then that was 2 more games. Then the third period, the first 12, 13 minutes of the third period, how the Leafs didn't score 3 times, I don't know, but they didn't score at all. And then the Panthers dominated the second half of the third period. And then in overtime, the Leafs had a couple of chances, but you all know what happened. Couple of things to clean up, Panthers. Could we please? The draws. Lundell had a really good night in the faceoff circle. Barkov was below 50%. They threw Cousins out there for 1 draw, at least that I saw. He didn't do so well there. Bennett, I don't think he had a real good night. We've got to start winning draws, especially in the defensive zone. Like, there would be stretches of play where like 3, we'd ice the puck and they'd win the draw, and we'd ice the puck and the Leafs would win the draw. I mean, we're gonna get dinged. We're gonna get dinged there, whether or not it's this series or not. Okay, you know, you just can't. You got to do a little bit better in the face-off circles. Meanwhile, the Tkachuk Bennett line did its thing. I don't think they got any points tonight, but that's okay, right? Because it was Duke, and then we had the one Verhaeghe deflection, right? Barkov. He didn't score, though. I'm not sure if he had an assist. Just a beast tonight. He looks fast out there right now. Am I the only one who thinks Barkov is really skating well out there? Or is that just my imagination? He was all over the ice. Back check, fork check, back. He just was a beast out there. Lundell, Reinhart with Luostarinen, that line again. Jeez, okay? I mean, for fans of you other teams, we've known Lundell's good, we've known Luostarinen is good, and we like Sam Reinhart. But these are not the guys that have been playing up until maybe, well, really the Boston series, right? I mean, they were good, but this version of that line is new to us as well, okay? I mean, they have just taken another step, especially Lundell and Luostarinen. Just, Lundell's winning the draw, Luostarinen taking the puck coast to coast. I mean, it's just, it's good. It's good. The fourth line tonight was okay. Defensively, Ekblad had a nice game. Forsling had a nice game. Montour, everything's good. I know Mark Stahl, I know some people aren't exactly thrilled with Mark Stahl. He can be a liability at times, but we've won 6 consecutive playoff games, right? Is it 6? No. No, wait a minute. Somebody was saying 6. It can't be 6. Yeah, well, yeah, it's 6. Do your math, Jaws. Jeez. Hey, give me a break. I've been streaming for 4 straight hours. I'm lucky I can still speak. Yeah, we've won 6 straight playoff games, so I'm not making any lineup changes. Not going to be any complaints out of that. And then Bubba. Bubba didn't have to make a ton of good saves, but he had to make some timely saves, and he had to be on his alert a lot. Toronto just zone time. Jeez, especially the first 12, 13 minutes of the third period. The whole first 10, 12 minutes of that period was played in the Panther zone. And even though it wasn't a ton of shots, they did have like 8 or 9 shots. There wasn't any overtly ridiculous saves, a couple of nice saves, but he, basically he had to be head on a swivel the whole 10 minutes. So, I know a couple of people were mentioning to me they thought maybe Lyon should get in a game to give Bob a rest, give him a spell. But with the 2 days off before and the 2 days off after, I think he should be good to go. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, but we should start watching the Canes Devils. I don't know what the hell's went on there today. I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but the Devils are obviously going to make a series of that. All right. I was nervous, right? I'm still nervous. I want to finish this team off. Toronto's a good team. They're a dangerous team, and I'll be honest with you. All of the fans that have been interacting with me have been really, really nice. So I'm not being critical that way. But the flip side of that is, God help us all if we somehow didn't win this series. It would kind of be insufferable for us Panther fans. So we got Wednesday, and then if we can't finish it off, but I don't want to talk about that either. All right? This was huge. This was, let's be honest, okay? Last thing I'll say, let's be honest. This was big. You're up 2-0. Toronto gave us, you gotta figure, I don't know if this is the best shot they're going to have. They probably got a little bit more gas in the tank to give us a hell of a first period and see where they are after that in Game 4. But this one, if you can reverse it and get into their shoes, this one hurts. This one hurts because I mean, they outplayed us the overwhelming majority of that game. They had multiple 5- and 6-minute runs where we just could not get out of our zone, and the puck just wouldn't go in the net. They only scored 1 goal, all right? I mean, let's be honest. We put the second one in our own net, okay? I mean, yes, it counts as a goal, but come on now, all right? They really only scored 1 goal, and that was early on. Well, and that's the second time in a row, right? Because we did that last game. They got 2 goals in the first period, and they never scored again. Again, Leaf fans, this thing where we're allowing a couple early goals and nobody can score on us after that, this is new for us as well. This is very, very new. Some of us don't know exactly how to act. Myself, mainly, I don't know how to act. I'm just beside myself because I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Some of you who have been watching this channel for a long time, especially if you know the things I talked about this summer, you know what I mean. I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's a lot of hockey left to play. But let's just say right now, I'm feeling pretty good. You're feeling good. I'm feeling good. If you're a Leaf fan, you're not feeling good, and I'm sorry. Genuinely, because we did this last year. Hey, we won a round. Oh, crap. We got to still play? Whoopsies. So I get it. I get it. All right. Stu and I will be back in the morning. I got 150 people on the stream. Appreciate everybody that's coming out for the streams, all the super chats, all the memberships. Really, really appreciate that. And I mean that. I mean that. Genuinely. I had to up the dog's CBD because to $80 a week. So I mean it. I mean it. But they're better now. I was anyway. That's a long story. I don't want to get into that. So Stu and I will be back in the morning. Then the podcast is going to be popping tomorrow. I do a Monday through Friday 1-hour podcast for members and Patreon supporters. Links are in the description. It's $3 a month. I really appreciate everybody who's been joining, and a lot of you get the gift memberships, and then you're staying, which that's beautiful. I really appreciate that. All right, Panther fans, this is how many we have. Let's do math with Jaws. I'm going to finish this off. In the podcast, I end each podcast with story time with Jaws. This is math with Jaws. I want you all to follow me here. Now, how many is that? How many is that? Say it out loud. How many fingers am I holding up? Okay. How many wins do you need to move on? How many do we have? How many do you need? No spiking the football. Okay? No trash talk. No laughing. None of that. You won't know. Not now. Not now. We have this many. When we get this many, then, but hold it in. Hold it in. I know. I get it. I feel you. But hold it in. All right? Have some karate self-control. All right? Just hold it. Just wait. Just wait. What was that movie where Mel Gibson's yelling, hold? Hold? Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'll see you in the morning.